I don't know about you guys, but that was not a pretty sight. My gosh. Um, it was also kind of hard to follow in that 15 seconds as to what exactly happened there, but either way, I think she needs a therapist. Let's be real. Anyways, gentlemen, welcome back to the video. Hope that you're doing well. We got another little compilation for you, and we're gonna get into the first clip, I think. I haven't watched through this one. This one's on regretting hookup culture. Let's go. I'm apparently freaking Mario.
Broke your heart. An ugly white man.
So January 19th was...
Never mind, I think that was supposed to be part of the intro, but... Hold on, let's roll back there. What the hell?
An ugly white man.
Okay, alright, I see. Wow. Yeah, you would be very lucky to have somebody like that in your life. Miss me with that shit.
January 19th was the day he dropped me off home, kissed me, told me that he would see me again. And then I got a text saying that it was all over. Like I meant nothing. And that's when the pain started. My friends had to physically pick me up off the library floor. I was in that much floods of tears, and at that point I thought the crying and the pain would never stop. Until one of my friends said to me, "No, do you know what, Hannah? One day it will just stop. The crying will stop. The feeling so hopeless will stop. The feeling like you've been used will stop." And I never believed it. I have spent months crying on the bathroom floor, going to therapy, feeling like that I did everything wrong, that I am never deserving of being loved, and that I will never love anyone the way that I loved him. Well, today's that day. Today.
An embarrassment. Look, I get that you have to go through struggles to actually feel pain and whatnot, but months crying on the floor? Obviously your friends needed to be and didn't do a good enough job, because I don't know, if one of my boys were feeling that crazy about a girl that they were just with, I'd be like, what in the hell, man? You gotta get over it. You gotta pull yourself up by the bootstraps, understand why it ended, and move on instead of crying about it for months. I get that, you know, men and women are different and we don't feel the same way, but this one has to pick the right person, because it sounds like somebody just lost her. But again, I don't feel bad for anybody in a situationship. You're either hooking up and having fun, or you're in a relationship. It's one or the other. There's no in between.
Today is the day I finally stopped loving him. The day that I feel like I've got my life back. And that my life is so much more than some delusional situationship. And everything will be okay. So if anyone needs this, just know everything will be okay. One day, the pain will stop. I promise you, it stops.
You've ever had a situation?
Oh, back again with the situationship stuff. It's really just surprising the hell out of me. Maybe I shouldn't be that these things are emotionally destroying women out there. Get a grip.
That ended, you know, it is so much harder to get over than a breakup. I had this on again, off again love from college. Anytime me and my college boyfriend broke up, I would have a situationship with this guy. His code name was
Shawn Mendes. Alright, pretty boy. And hold on, was she cheating?
Again, love from college. Anytime me and my college boyfriend broke up, I would have a situationship with this guy. His code name was Shawn Mendes.
No, she had this unhealthy relationship where she would break up, get with this guy, and then get together again with her boyfriend. How childish. But then again, in college, you're just figuring yourself out, really. Or at least that's what they want to say.
Mendes, just because he looked a lot like him. Now, I never dated Shawn Mendes. I would only flirt with him, sometimes hang out with him, see him at the bar, just like get excited about him. But I didn't even really know him. And so when our situationship ended, the first time I think it was because he hooked up with his ex-girlfriend. He told me before I was getting in a tanning bed. I remember I was laying in the tanning bed like... When it ended...
Slow down. Oh,
I was heartbroken, not because he was the love of my life, but because I had convinced myself, I had told myself that we would be so great together. I envisioned this like relationship where we had so much fun going out, where we met my family. Essentially, it was so hard for me to get over because it didn't happen. The only version that existed between me and him was the version I created in my head, which was all sunshine and rainbows and butterflies.
And delusion. That's the problem. Living in fantasy land instead of living in damn reality.
And that's why I kept going back to that situationship where he was like the one that got away for the longest time. So much so that when I was out of college, I had dated a new guy for a year and 8 months, literally got over that breakup in 2 weeks. I went on a date with Shawn Mendes, literally years later. So my theory is that the reason it's so hard to get over a situationship is because you're getting over a fake situation that never happened, that you made like so lovely and so beautiful in your head. Whereas when you're going through a breakup, you've already dated that person. Like the guy I dated for a year and 8 months and got over in 2 weeks. I already dated him. I already knew what it was like to be with him. When we were breaking up, was I sad? I mean, yeah, I spent a really like good chunk of time with that man, but I knew the relationship wasn't right for me. I knew it was for the better. I knew I was going to find someone that fit my needs way better. In a situationship, you don't have that closure. If you're trying to heal from a situationship right now, what you need to do is figure out what was real and what you convinced yourself of. Would you really be great together, or did you just never have a real life situation where you got in like a huge fight and had to see them mad? After I did that, I was like, wait a freaking minute. This man's like, yes, he was beautiful and attractive and really nice, but he literally hooked up with his ex-girlfriend and then I cried in the tanning bed. We wouldn't have been great together. He didn't have, like, that's not a quality that I want. And when you really think about it,
Well, you pivoted from your ex-boyfriend to this guy and back and forth, it sounds like. Really, really the pot calling the kettle black, or whatever the saying is.
you're like, oh, it's not that I have to get over that person, it's that I have to get over that another relationship that I envisioned would be so great didn't work out. There will be someone else. Also, I literally get ready every single day in a White Fox t-shirt. It's so cute. I am obsessed with this outfit. This is also from White Fox. But another thing that you need to know is, does the person who has a situationship actually have the qualities that you like, or did you just give them those qualities? Like, for example, a lot of the times we take our heart, the qualities that we have, and we think just because we have them, other people have them. We project them onto them. And in reality, they didn't even have those qualities in the first place. For me, what I learned is that I liked myself way more and the qualities that I could bring to a relationship. And that's what I was looking for in situationships and what I had a hard time getting over. Anyway, love you guys.
I received this DM about this girl who
Situationships. What bullshit. Okay, so let's do this again. I did this in the last video, but this is her all dolled up. Her in her getting ready mode. Crazy. Just crazy. Let's get back to it.
For in situationships and what I had a hard time getting over. Anyway, love you guys.
I received this DM about this girl who was in a situationship for about 3 months, so there was no labels involved in the relationship. There was a breakup and they stopped.
You did not break up. You were not in a relationship. Stop seeing each other.
Talking for about a month and a half. A lot can happen in a month and a half.
Yep.
It sounds to me like the girl from this DM was healing, doing her own thing. Obviously was probably heartbroken in the beginning, but then just kind of let go and was like, whatever. When that happened, the guy decides to return. As you can see, he reached out and says hi, and now they've been.
Girl, I love your videos and any advice. I dated this guy for about 3 months, but it was very casual, never even labeled the relationship. Yeah, so you're hooking up. Then things fell apart and we didn't talk for about a month and a half. This week he reached out to say hi, and we've been texting back and forth for about 3 days, but he hasn't said anything about meeting up or anything. It just seems like he's just catching up, sending along responses, and I'm confused. Just do yourself a favor and move on, or offer yourself on a silver plate for some fun times. That's all you were.
Texting back and forth. Interesting. Okay, so now she's like very confused because he's sending like these detailed.
She talks on for 2.5 minutes, it seems. Do me a huge favor to get me through the rest of the video. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you can appreciate it, and turn on the notifications if you don't mind. Let's keep on going. We got this.
Responses and text messages, and it's like, what the going on? Like, are we together? Are we not together?
No,
if you feel like this
not.
is your situation, keep listening, because this unfortunately has also happened to me in the past. The good thing about going through a breakup is that you can learn so much about yourself, and you can also learn so much about like the psychology of other people as well. So when you catch a behavior like this, again, you'll be like, oh shit, like I know exactly what's going on, and then you can basically like navigate your way through this conflict. So let's get into it. So first, let's start here. Girls always process their emotions right after a breakup. It's like almost immediate. That's why when us women, like we go through,
It's like people just do that after a breakup. Doesn't matter if you're a man or you're a woman, but when you get broken up with, unless you see it coming, you're gonna spend some time thinking about it. And the difference is not spending too much time thinking about it, picking the most probable cause, and moving on.
a breakup, it's like really, really, really painful if it hit our heart in the right way. Because we're like, oh my gosh, like we need to process all of like everything. That's where all the memories start like flooding through our mind. And it's like you can't stop thinking about the guy. And like now, modern day age, it's like, checking social media and all that is a part of the routine of like trying to like let go, because it's like that's the last straw or connection you have to your ex essentially. So when you finally kind of get sick and bored and tired of all that, and you're like, you know what, whatever, it happened, I can't do anything at this point, and you let go and you just focus on yourself, that is literally the moment in time when the guy will come into your life. Why? It's because guys always process their emotions later. It's delayed, right? So after us women are healed, the guy is just starting his process. He's like, well, wait a second. Now I'm going through what you were going through a month ago, or like
I mean, I can tell you that's not the case. Again, I'm just speaking from personal experience, but guys, I don't know. Are you the same way? Does it take you a month to really sit down and think to yourself, damn, I just got out of a relationship? Or does that happen the minute that it does end? I don't think we're that stunted that it takes that long for us to realize something's gone down. Anyways, move on.
2 months ago.
I was gonna say leave a comment, but I really doubt that any of you do.
Whenever, he decides he wants to start the process, that is normally when the guy will reach out to you, because he's like, I can't do this alone. I need you. I miss you. Like all the things you were feeling really heavy and like really intensely in the beginning of your breakup, he is now feeling months later after you're like, I'm already over this. So I think that's what's going on, because that's what happened to me. When you finally let go, the guy was like, fuck, I'm gonna come back in. That's why he's sending these like detailed messages, because he's like thinking things through a little bit too much. No one talks like that all the time unless they're trying to like prove a point or seduce you. I don't know. So this is what I would do. Decide if you actually want him back in your life or not. That's number one. And if you don't, just stop replying altogether.
There's not much seduction going on there. I think he just wants to see if he can have one more swing and hook up and stuff and move on finally. But either way, thanks for watching. That one was a little hard to get through. She spent like solid 3 minutes talking about something that I could have summed up, and I did sum up in 30 seconds. Real advice. Anyways, I will catch you in the next one, and always do your due diligence out there so you don't end up regretting hookup culture like these women are. See you later. Bye now.